Hello and welcome back to Minecraft Survival, and as usual, I've been busy since the last episode, and the most obvious thing you can see is over here in the second courtyard. We have some nice stone paths around, and then some patches of grass. I'm not quite sure about these flower beds. Minecraft flowers are quite, sparse, so it looks a bit odd that you can see this much of the dirt that they're on. I'm not entirely sure I like that, but I don't know what else I can really do with them, because I'm not very good at making things out of leaves and that sort of thing. There's also a little shelter here, really, that's all it is. It's not exactly like a summer house or anything. It's got no seats and it's got no windows. And then over in this corner we have some more grass and paths leading out there and through here. I can't remember if I showed this off last episode, but this corner now has actual rooms in it rather than being a sheep farm. And then upstairs, if we go up here and up the staircase, we can come through here and round here and into another room. I've also gone and done some stuff in this corridor passageway thing. There is now the floor. It is, as you can see, quite muddy, and dirt and mud and bits of grass growing here, and it just goes down to a gate down here which transitions harshly to the outside world. I mean, as does the rest of the place, because I haven't gone around and made it look nice outside yet. But I was wondering what I was going to do with all of my rooms, because obviously there's a lot of rooms, and so I went back to the inspiration for this entire build, which is English Tudor palaces, specifically Hampton Court, because it's just such a good example of this kind of architecture. And I had a look at what it looks like on the inside, and there's a lot of guest rooms. There is a ridiculous amount of them. There's loads of other stuff as well, but there's a lot of guest rooms. So that means that if in doubt, I can just make more guest rooms. What I actually did is I went through every single room in my building and gave it a label. Well, most of them. So starting off in the north wing, at the top we have the Great Hall, of course, this very big open room that will probably get a table at some point. We can then go down one flight of stairs, and this is going to be my private apartment, really. In here we have the private dining room, or what will be the private dining room, because naturally I've got to have somewhere to eat. Then I've got a public reception chamber in here, so that if I had guests, I could hold an audience with them. These sort of rooms have a function in a Tudor palace, but don't have a function in Minecraft. But we're gonna make it look nice anyway. Then this can be my private drawing room, and going through here, my bedchamber, which you can't see. It says private, but it's kind of stuck in this because I was doing some planning, and this just looks like a lot of bamboo right now, but I'm gonna try and make an interior in this room. Obviously, I'm gonna try and make interiors in all the rooms, but I've got to start somewhere, and I'm going to start in my private apartment. Staying on the first floor and continuing over here, this is going to be a chamber for my attendants, and we have some attendants recreation room, and through here we have some more attendants chambers. So this is basically, the plan is, this is sort of the rooms for basically like the servants of the house, because being a big house like this, it's obviously going to have some staff and people running it. It wouldn't just be me on my own, and so they need somewhere to live. So this sort of area is going to be for them, and then this obviously goes over the top of the main gateway and some more attendance chambers and things. And then we come through to the south tower, and we have a guest antechamber going through to the large guest bedroom. Well, it says guest chamber. I guess I could have written bed chamber. And then there's a room like this that I just don't know what to do with it. So it's just going to be empty, or I'll put some towers on a table. Because, you know, it's a big house. There's these kind of in-between rooms that don't really have room to do anything. Don't really go from anywhere to anywhere. There's just a corridor out this side. And out this side we have another corridor. Like, it doesn't... This room is itself just kind of an inter-corridor room that just doesn't really have any purpose that I needed to serve. So it just kind of exists. At the top of the South Tower, we have more rooms. So yeah, more guest chambers. I also put a little passageway through here that comes into a storeroom, because I realised that this floor here couldn't actually get through to here. Now you can cut through to this storeroom, which links to another storeroom and an attendance chamber, and then I can't open doors. And then over here, there's some more attendance chambers, because gotta have quite a few of those to sort out all the guest chambers that we have. Because then these are guest chambers, and then there's more guest chambers in here, and some more guest chambers in here, and more guest chambers down here. And then in here we have a nice room that I'm probably just gonna stick some chairs and tables and sofas, maybe. Then we have this corridor down here, and off here I'm thinking we have some kind of armory and some kind of trophy room. Maybe not that way around, I don't know. And then there's like more room for more trophies, I don't know. Maybe we have an armory and a weapons room and then a trophy room on the other side. I'll see what I feel like. And I don't know what to do here, so it's a guest something room. And then we can go over here into the back of the entrance hall, which is not a very big hall, to be honest. It's a bit disappointing, but I only realised a bit too late that I didn't have an entrance hall, and so I knocked through a wall and made this room a bit bigger and called it an entrance hall. Obviously this does connect through to the main entranceway, so you can actually get from the main entranceway to the entrance hall, because that does make sense. This building as it is at the moment is not planned to be the final state, because as with all of these great houses, they did not just get built and stay the same, they were continually added to and remodeled. And personally, I don't particularly want to be removing what I've built to build something different. So I will probably just add more bits on, because there's quite a lot of room around here for me to build more stuff. So there is more ideas that I have, and more styles of building that are related that I can stick on it that do work, because there are plenty of buildings that have additions in other styles. And why is this tower glowing? Why is that tower glowing? Oh, I've put lights at the top of the stairs. I'll sort that out. I need to fix that. That's really annoying actually, because they look silly when they're glowing like that. What was I saying? Oh yeah, these houses have plenty of random other extensions. Hamilton Palace has inspired this building. Itself is a fantastic example of that, because you have the whole Tudor front, and then you go around the back and there's just this Georgian bit that's just a completely different style. Way more like Baroque than the many towers and twirly bits of the Tudor style, just kind of in the same building, stuck together. And there are countless buildings like that that just got more bits stuck on over time in different styles. And so that is eventually where I'd like to take this. And obviously, as we have such a terrible entrance hall, I'm fairly certain that'll be something that'll be improved on quickly, because it's clearly insufficient. Obviously, it's not like this building is going to change ownership and get taken over by someone else who wants to make changes to the building over the course of a few hundred years. I very much take the building through the stages that it could go through were it real. But it already looks so much better from above, having an actual courtyard there and an actual alleyway here, rather than the weird bright bamboo colour that is actually underneath it. I've also put the sheep out here, because I got rid of the sheep farm, because it was silly and annoying and noisy. These are all the chests, they're all still full of wool, because I don't need it for anything yet. I'll need it for something at some point, I'm sure of it, that's why I built the farm. I don't need it yet, so it's just kind of sitting there, and all the sheep that were in it are now in this field. They'll probably get moved to somewhere else later, because they're currently outside the chapel, which is not the ideal location. But you can also see, just about, that I have added glow icon around the edges of the windows. So obviously there's light from down here, but you can see the stained glass windows are kind of illuminated. You can see on this side as well. If we go over here, you can see that the stained glass windows are visible at night rather than just being dark. And also I quite like the colour of the glow icon, but I don't have anything that's that sort of brightness but a different colour, because obviously torches and things are more yellow lighting, at least with these shaders, but they are very bright and they're a bit too bright for the effect that I wanted. This is the thing that I need to do next, is start out on the interiors. So this is obviously what I'm going to start with, that's why I've started planning it, and there's a lot of what seemingly looks like random bits of bamboo here. Obviously there is method to the madness, and I have plans for this. So the interiors, as you can tell by the white ceilings and grey floors and like LED lighting, are not in the same style as the exterior. You know, you got a Tudor building, but inside it's modern. That's kind of what we're going for, because mostly I don't know how to build an accurate enough period correct interior, so I'm not going to try. This is like a sofa, little table, large table. I'll probably make some chairs to go around this, then some stairs up to the second floor, which has a bed, big 4-poster, well technically it's a 3-poster bed because there's a wall corner here. Yeah, I need to work out what blocks I'm replacing this bamboo with, because obviously it's going to be bamboo. Bamboo looks terrible, to be honest. I don't actually want to have anything exposed at the end made of bamboo, but it's very useful as a temporary block because I have tons of the stuff. Oh, I've also got this little bottle here, and in this bottle is an axolotl, and that rhymes. I wasn't planning for that to rhyme, but it does rhyme. Why are you sitting in the corner and clipping your head through the wall? Please stop doing that. At some point I will build an actual aquarium, I guess, in the house, and this little guy can go in there, but I found him while going looking for something. What was I looking for? That was moss for the courtyard. I found an axolotl and brought it home. I also ran out of sulcus shells, so I went and got some more. They kept needing boxes for stuff. One another important thing I just completely forgot to mention, I upgraded the world to 1.21.1. My mods are not on 0.21.3 yet, and I upgraded it before that came out, but we're on 1.21. I don't currently plan to go and seek out a trial chamber. We'll probably stumble across one eventually, they're not that rare. Anyway, let me get on with doing our interior. I have now replaced all of the bamboo blocks with the actual furniture. So over here we have this, well, not, I was going to say curved, it's not curved because it's Minecraft. We have a nice eating area with a little table, which does seem a little far away, but if I put it there, then it's a bit too close. So it's just going to go there, and it's okay. And then we have the main table with some more chairs next to it. It's just a bit of a strange design that I kind of threw together. And then up the stairs we have the bed, nothing too fancy, and this glass, not fence, what is it? It's just a thing to stop you falling off. But you can fall off this bed. That's perfectly fine, just not this bed. I've also added these lights. They are technically enough light to stop anything from spawning in here, but it is quite dim over here. I'm not sure how much I like how dark it is in this corner. However, this is all quite bland, not exactly, and a bit lifeless, so we need some more details. Maybe a plant in the corner, something like that. I can't exactly put things on the table because it's made of carpets, so I can't do that, but I could put something on here. And the walls are all quite big and flat, and this bit of ceiling is quite big and flat. Not that there's much I can do with the ceiling. Oh, and of course this bed doesn't actually work, it's just wool. So I can't actually sleep in the bed, which is annoying. I was hoping I could make it sleepable, but I wanted it to be 2x3, and obviously Minecraft beds are 1x2, so that doesn't really add up. And with a bit more work, we now have more things. We'll start over here. We have some fairly generic shelves, and obviously being trapdoors, they are in fact taking up the whole block, so I can't put anything on them other than the top ones, but I've got a dragon head and a nice little flower. I did add an extra light over here, similar style to these ones, of which I also added an extra one, because this looks more modern, I guess. There's now 3 of them at different heights. There's another flower on the table, and a flowering azalea in a big pot, and a crafting table with a couple of barrels just to put things in, I guess. I moved the first diamond from the other house in here, and the jukebox in the corner. Going up the stairs, we then have 3 paintings. This is one of the new ones. This is also one of the new ones, and the one down here is one of the new ones. This is not. In the bedroom, we now have an ender chest, another shelf with a cherry blossom tree in a pot, and a Vex head because I felt like it, and a clock up there. I also sneakily tucked an actual bed under the pillow here, which you can see through the corner of this stair, so it's not quite night yet, but I can actually sleep in here, so I can sort of sleep in the bed. With this light here, it's a lot brighter over in this corner of the room. The pillar's dim, and we can just get a nice view out of the window at the sun setting over the mountains, and then we can go upstairs and go to sleep in the pillow like this. So that's the bedroom. I'll probably come back and make some more tweaks to this in the future if I think of more things to do, but for now that's kind of done. I've now just got to go and do the rest of the house with all of its many rooms. Although I went and marked out what I want all these rooms to be, a lot of them, well, not a lot of them, but some of them I'm going to actually have to unpurpose, because I'm going to need them for technical things like this, which is sort of a kitchen, because, you know, you've got the furnaces. Kind of looks like a kitchen. I could, and probably will at some point, decorate this room in a more kitchen-y way. And then I also need things like a storage room and all of that kind of stuff, the actual like Minecraft-y things, because I'm still playing Minecraft here. I don't want to be living out of this weird little thing forever. Because this house, I mean, it looked okay when I built it, and I don't hate the way it looks. This is better, and this does not fit with that. They are currently far enough away that I can kind of ignore it. This annoys me. The fact that this over here is at the back. This silly little iron farm does not fit in with the rest of the base whatsoever. Oh, I also added a auto crafter to it. The roses, no, the poppies just get filtered out into this, and then the iron automatically gets crafted into blocks. But yeah, at some point that will also have to be rebuilt in this style, and my starter house down here will also have to go. What I'll do with it, I'm not sure. It'll probably just be demolished. But we do need a stable block. That is something that I will need, so the horse will have somewhere to stay. But the bedroom is probably one of the more decorated areas in terms of level of detail for what I want to achieve, because I'm probably going to spend more time in here than in the random guest rooms. So hopefully I'll do more than one room per episode. In fact, I'll probably go and do most of them in between episodes, because that just seems to end up being how I do things. Yeah, that's gonna be it for this video, so thank you for watching. Don't get distracted, go subscribe now, and until next time, goodbye.